was
So
your favorite part about it, or one of your favorite parts?
Well, one of my favorite part about the job.
Yep, yep.
My favorite part about it, I think my favorite part about it was just seeing the grind. You feel me? Like his progression, basically, like just the grind. Like he finally got signed, and then they still wasn't like they shelved him after the accident. They still wasn't fucking with him, and he's still doing his own shit. He feel like y'all don't gotta give me no release. I'm still gonna give me no release date. I'm still gonna put my shit together. I'm still gonna, you feel me, moving and shaking. I'm recording. I'm videotaping everything, documenting everything. I'm booking my own shows. I'm getting my name out there myself. Like really grinding, dog. Like. And then just the come up to that him putting the album out and everybody fucking with it, that shit was live, dog. I just fuck with the whole come up, the whole process. You feel me?
Originally, my favorite part was, well, it wasn't really a part. It was watching not only Kanye but like so many other people in their youth, pretty much. Like you saw Jay-Z, you saw Ludacris, you saw all them when they were like. They were stars, but they weren't at their peak just yet. Like they were almost there. We saw Beyonce, but now after like watching the second part with you, and you kind of pointed out how you said you can see like a lot of J.Cole and Kanye. That was my favorite part. It was like you can see how Kanye influenced so many different people.
What you mean by that? You can see J.Cole and Kanye.
So I eventually switched that and was like, well, I guess it's a lot of Kanye and Cole because he came first. Yeah. But initially, that's what I told him. I was like, bro, like
what in particular?
It was some of the things he said, but in particular the lyrics. There, I don't remember what song it was, but there was a certain way he was like, there was just a certain you know like how you can hear a rapper's flow, or like when we talk about Tory Lanez, we can obviously hear he's inspired by Drake. It's just the way he says something. You're like, hold on.
Yeah.
Nobody would say that line just like that. And as I just kept listening, I'm like, okay, like I could definitely feel like I could definitely see he was probably heavily influenced by Kanye, and I don't think that was obvious to me because I don't listen to Kanye.
Like just the way he put bars together.
Yeah. It was just like literally just the flow, like the amount of syllables, the timing of it, the way he said it changed his voice. It was like what, like. I think he said like an actual ad lib that sounded, or was it that? I was like, he actually sounded like J. Cole. J. Cole has said that many times on the warm up. Dead Presidents, the first Dead Presidents, he made that sound. Yeah, so it was crazy, like, oh. Like,
so what is your opinion on Kanye? Like, as a
okay, so it's pretty much everything that you just said. That was why I rock with, bro. I was telling him like I've never been into him with Kanye at all. So the song Through the Wire, I totally missed.
You never
no. I've heard the song,
but you don't get you didn't know the story.
Never ever, bro. Yeah, I was sitting right on the floor, and I was sitting there like, oh. Like
you ain't never seen the music video.
Never. I didn't care for it, you know. So like I said, that's a song that like I'll know because it's one of his famous songs. Everybody has heard that song, so I've heard it off the strength of that. But never really looked into what it
even not knowing the story though, like a song like that, like musically, that don't do it.
Oh, it is a great song. But that's what I was saying. Like I only came across that off the strength of it being a great song.
Okay.
You feel me? Everybody liked it. Everybody's playing it. That's really the only capacity that I heard it in. So I kind of left there. You know, if fans are talking about it, I leave the Kanye fans to talk about it. I'm not participating in it because I'm just not a fan. But now I realize that they were talking about what that song meant, and I missed that because I wasn't participating in the conversation. Right. So I was like, wow. Like so just like how you said his come up, that blew my mind. The fact that I love the fact that stuff be documented. Like they had all of that footage when he's sitting back, like, man, I'm so close, I'm right there, and I feel like as long as I got Chicago with me, I don't see how I can't do it. Like they looking at him as a cornball, a lame. He over dreaming, and he is so serious and focused. Like, bro, I am right there, and being able to see that, like he said, seeing these rappers like real time experiences, like Pharrell and Luda, you don't want to hear them tell that story. If Luda had told a story in like a radio interview and was like, I remember when Kanye was you know, like it don't hit the same way when you watch him like, wait, this is you? Right. No, for real, this you? Like he like is in awe. Pharrell is like, I didn't know. He said, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know.
So he went to the next studio like Kanye just played me. You
feel me? And Kanye looking at them as the heavy hitters. He said at a point, he was like, I'm in the studio with Luda and Ghostface and Jay-Z all day. You don't think I'm going to learn something? Yeah. And so to see how he looked at them as like, they were his benchmark at a point in time. Like, they were his blueprint. Like, I gotta do that. I gotta learn that. And then he became Kanye West.
Man, surpassed.
Like, wow. I think that story made me go like, huh.
So what was your favorite part, your favorite story in there, your favorite just thing about it or whatever?
My favorite thing? I mean, the Through the Wire story, just like he explained, I already knew that story, but just watching him like in the dentist, in the whatever it's called.
His interaction with the dentist was
and he's just like humming the chorus to it. It's like
facts. I'm always thinking that music, man.
Yeah, it's like I'm a Kanye fan, but I wasn't always one of the people who thought everything he touched was gold. Like he was that type of genius.
I understand, bro.
And now I'm like
even more so.
He's a genius.
Kanye is that, dog. Like even more so now. Like I always fuck with Kanye, dog. The long way. Like I just always got it. You feel me? Like I fuck with it. I gravitated to it sonically. You feel me? But I just got it. I got him. You feel me? Like I just understood him. Like I just see what he was doing.
See, I think that's where I was missing it. I didn't get it. I saw the finished product in Kanye West. So certain decisions, certain actions, I'm like, oh, he might be crazy, or he might be this. He ain't really that good. Right. But like if I'm listening to like a Yeezus, it's like I'm gonna judge you and go, oh, I don't see why y'all think he's that good. That's the problem. That's the thing. When you're not really a fan of somebody and you only come across what's popping at that moment, it's like, oh, y'all crazy if y'all think he this good. But stuff like that made me go, wait, he was clearly better than I took him. Right. Now I understand why the world think he a genius. Like specifically calling him a genius. Yeah. I have seen that term and Kanye West's name in the same sentence so many times. And like, what? Like I don't get it. Just like I said, like I just can't grasp that. And now seeing him go, bro, I'm gonna be the best dressed rapper in the world. And he looked now in his world he was fresh. He looked terrible. At the time he was fresh. Us looking back on it now, it's like, wow, we were terribly dressed. Right. And to see him still carry that 20 years later and be so serious and do it, we can have our opinions about the actual clothes that Yeezy got, but in terms of him becoming that fashion icon that he set out to be, he 100% did it, and I think that is crazy.
So, two things. There's one I want to touch on, what you was talking about. What song was you just talking about? Through the Wire. Not Through the Wire. Damn, what's President? Kanye? J.Cole? No, it was a Kanye song. But the same, what song was it that had the choir singing the chorus? That is Through the Wire, huh? That was Through the Wire. But that scene though, when they was like when they started the choir rehearsal, and that one small tweak when they was singing it, and he was like, but I want y'all to like break it up. Yeah, and everybody sing. Something like that.
Like they all three
like,
said something.
Just that one simple little thing, like I was like, yeah, like I was like, yeah, like that shit was so hard to me, dog.
Casual it was, like he was just sitting there listening and said,
you know what I think would be dope? If y'all just
what?
And that shit was hard, and then the choir reaction, like, cause the little whoever the nigga called who like directed them, I think y'all directed, like. Whatever,
we with you.
Yeah. And then when they in the studio actually turned on the music that y'all was singing the hook to, everybody in there was like, oh, okay. Oh, that shit was just so hard to me.
Stuff
dog.
like that is where people react. Kanye's a genius.
Dog,
Like,
if you that's why I always like bring up when we talk. Every time we talk about music, I always bring up like the way you listen to music. Like I know you listen to a lot of new shit on your headphones or whatever. But like, I really fuck with music. Like I listen to, I don't watch, like I don't have any streaming services and shit. Like I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube and I listen to music. You feel me? So I'm an advocate for listening to music like on speakers and like shit like that. That's why I got big ass speakers in my truck. That's why I got big speakers in my house. You feel me? Like to hear how it's supposed to sound. You feel me? So when you really hear that, you hearing all the bass hitting right here, or the guitar go crazy right here, or whatever right here, like. And you just really surrounded by it, like some surround sound type shit, like damn near like you at a concert. You feel me? Like it's just different when you first hear music like that. You feel me? Versus listening to it in some headphones, which you feel me ain't nothing wrong with everybody listening to music in headphones.
Yeah.
But it's just the experience. You feel me? Like they make music in the studio, so I want to listen to that shit. Like I'm damn near in the studio, like I got the equipment. You feel me? Speakers and shit.
To that point, the rappers wear headphones.
When they in the booth, you feel me?
Well, yeah, when they recording it.
When you record it, but we not recording it. You listen. When they listen
to
to it on the studio, but I see what he trying to do though. Try to poke at me.
Yeah. I'm like.
It's all good though. But I was gonna ask you though about like his relationship with his mom though. You feel me? Like that's really what made him. Dog, I was crying a lot. I'm a crier, nigga. When it comes to movies and shit like that, like. I don't give a fuck. I was like, damn, at the end, like, I was like, when she died, I lost it, dog, because she was really like there for him, like that way, for everything, like right by his side, everything.
Good,
like,
Kanye. I like that. Kanye.
Man, she knew all the lyrics and shit. She was cool with all his homies.
That's my favorite song. She was introducing herself to people. I thought it was crazy because I had never even seen a picture of her. So when I was watching at a certain point in time, I didn't even know it was her. I was just like, because he don't really favor her too much, you know, like they kind of have that gap. So eventually I was like, maybe that's his mom, but I wasn't sure. And then when she said, I think he said like, that's my mom, Donda. And then she said, hi guys, I'm Donda. And I was like, oh. And so now I got a little connection where I'm like watching her reaction to every scene. And I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. Now it makes sense, you know, like stuff like that.
And shout out to Cooley because of how he documented it. When she was talking, the camera wasn't immediately on her, and then as soon as she said, "I'm Donda," it went straight to her. And it was like,
that was crazy.
But you can kind of see how like when she passed, like how he changed, how he spiraled. You feel me? Like everybody call you crazy and shit. Everybody think you nuts and shit. Where does niggas stand on Kanye now? Like today, you feel me? You still feel he crazy?
I don't think he's crazy.
How much credence do you give to his words? You feel me?
A lot. I've always given credence to it. I'm a person that could tell you like, bro, that sounded crazy, but he wasn't wrong. I've always judged him in that regard. He just happens to say he happens to sound crazy all the time, and that's where I'm like, okay, do better. You know, like you can't sound crazy all the time, but he's valid. But I definitely wouldn't say he was crazy. I like that kind of social awkwardness is him. He been that I was telling him, I'm like, I could see how we eventually accepted guys like Drake. Drake is a lame. He can rap, he cool, this, that, and the third, but at his core, he's a lame. Kanye was like the first guy to be like, I'm really a lame. All y'all could be the tough street guys, this, that, and the cool guy. I'm really a lame, I'm a dweeb. But I'm nice at this, I'm so nice at this that I'm accepted. I'm appreciated, and so I felt like he was like that blueprint for that. So to see him still maintain that quirkiness, he just like, he got that awkwardness about him, but at the same time, you 100% cool with it because he's who he is. You know, like that's still Kanye. So
that's low-key what makes him great.
Like, reshape my opinion.
The fact that I definitely think he is mentally ill, but I think it's just because he obviously suffered a traumatic event multiple times. Like he almost died and his mom died.
Yeah, those two traumatic events for sure.
And the way his brain is set up, like this is.
It was always delicate. It was always delicate, and it's like once them two things happen, it's like just like the balance.
Yeah.
Because you feel me? Like, man, I don't know if you say you didn't see all the way through to the very, very end, but like just at the end, like them conversations he was having, like with the white people, like the real estate investors or whatever, and just to have his mind just go, how he just turned up out of the blue, like, they said I couldn't do this, and now look at me, like, shit, like he talk his shit, but then he just go off sometimes, like
he has like unorganized thoughts. Like he doesn't. He starts off making a point, and then it just branches into a bunch of different things. Where it's like, what are you talking about? Bro?
Right.
Like I said that when he was on Joe Rogan doing an interview. He said something crazy. It was like he was talking about how he was flying people into Wyoming and they were trying to assassinate him. And he was like, but they're not trying to. He said they're not trying to Martin Luther King Jr. me, they're trying to Bob Marley me. And then Joe Rogan was like, what do you mean by that? Like, we just sitting there like, all right, Kanye, what do you mean by it? Like, you talking about two different types of assassinations?
Right.
But I do think he is, like, I mean, that, like we just said, it ties into why he's a genius. His brain just operates differently than a normal person.
Right. And you feel me? Like I don't want to say I can relate to it. Like I don't like look at like whatever you feel me. But I like my brain work like that sometimes too, where I assume niggas know kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of you just assume somebody know the fullness of
it.
What
your intent.
Like I'm sure y'all done heard me just say you done heard me before because you called me up before just say something out the blue. You was like what? I put it together for you like oh like I'll be like okay I don't really niggas not really like keeping up with it. Niggas can't know everything that come in my head. Like, that connected to this, and now I just blurted it out.
Right. Like you knew, like we didn't know, right?
Right. I do that shit all the time. Though. I didn't realize niggas start calling me out. What? I'll be like, no, cause this.
Oh, it be making perfect sense though. Like, okay.
I just jumped like two steps ahead.
Right. Nah, that shit was dope though. I definitely walked out of there having a different opinion of him. Like, and now I still haven't had the chance to listen to his music, but now I want to. You know, like I've never felt the urge.
Yeah, you got to.
Now I'm like I have to because now I need to understand a little more.
Every song on that album was hard as fuck. Every song they put together.
What album was that specific song on?
College. Cause that whole shit was about him making college.
Okay.
All them songs they went through was him like actually putting the album together despite not having a release.
And is that his first album?
That was his first album.
When they shelved it.
His first rap album.
I think that's crazy too, the fact that they shelved it. I like that Dame was honest about that. I told you. I appreciate that Dame was like, you know, we kind of wasn't taking him serious when he said he wanted to rap. He's like, stick to beats, you know. I like that he kept it real because another person kind of would have lied and kind of would have been like, oh, you know, I always knew he had it in him.
Type shit,
and blah, blah, blah. Dame was like, look, we shelved you, bro. Like, you was nice at this. Do this. He said, stick to beats, kid. Like, I appreciate that he was real with that, but I thought that was crazy to see that he was just somebody they like just, you a throwaway. You know, like in terms of that aspect of what he wanted to do. You know, like in another regard, they obviously look at you highly, but in rapping, they were like they didn't even comprehend why you even wanted to rap.
Right.
And so you got zero attention and just to continue to push through, and like I said, like you become Kanye. Yes.
Right.
What?
Right. That's another thing I took from the documentary though. Speaking about him like starting off as a producer or still being a producer, whatever. Like, I guess the point I'm about to make is just like about perspective. You feel me? Like just the way you take things, I guess, because like when he was in the hallways of Rockefeller and all of that shit, like the art, he'd be trying to talk to the artist or talk to an exec or something, and the artist just be like, man, I need my motherfucking beat. Like, he got his beat already, where my beat? Or Kanye trying to talk to him about music, or Kanye trying to talk to him about him rapping, or whatever.
Right.
Or even the executive, and they'd be like, man, nigga, or like Big Face Gary was a nigga in there, he was like, you the best rapper, producer. He was like, rapper, producer? Like, no, don't do my name like that. I'm the best rapper, nigga. That's like saying you the best kid rapper, or you the best girl rapper. Like, I'm not the best rapper producer. Like, I'm the best rapper. You feel me? But just the way people was like, oh, fuck all that. Like, give me my beat, or like, you feel me? Fuck what you talking about. You ain't no rapper. Like, oh yeah, whatever. You just trying to rap. But that even go back to what we were just saying about like niggas not really knowing everything that's on your mind, like on your that you see. You feel me? You just gotta stay on your path, dog. Like fuck that. Right. Be that.
And to be that good, it takes like true vision. Like Kanye literally envisioned how his life would play out. Like he dropped 3 classics in a row.
Right.
Like
Man,
in a row. Like people, that's why the watching people's reaction to Through the Wire is so cool, just because a lot of them have never heard Kanye rap.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not only their first time hearing him rap, that's like he's good too. Like this is a really good song. Like oh man, it's crazy.
Man.
Like I wish whoever is around Drake is documenting all.
Yeah, like
his
we
whole come up.
gotta see it Drake down.
I want to see what it looked like when because I know he was rapping while he was still on Degrassi, but when his first like good song was played for somebody, something like that.
For a banger.
Yeah, to the point where like it was like, okay, I can see a future in
this.
Yeah. Playing it for Jay Prince or something.
You're right.
I think another thing J. Cole got from Kanye was how his first 3 albums related to each other. It's a bit more, even if it's more so entitled, because I haven't heard the album, so I would assume that
he did a whole series. Even his last album he dropped, J. Cole went still with that.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Kanye, but yeah, but I like that he kind of stuck with that. I like J. Cole. There's like a bunch of singles that came out before his first album. He sang the album titles to what he eventually dropped. Like he knew he was gonna have a sideline story. He knew he was gonna have Born Sinner. I think he said something Born Sinner after that. But he knew like what he was gonna call these albums. Right. He had the titles to the songs and like now knowing that, seeing the album, like okay, he must have got that from somebody like Kanye because Kanye did that. I'm like like now that makes sense. So like stuff like that makes me want to hear the music because I want to see y'all might see the growth, hear the addition of certain sounds, the subtraction of certain sounds. Right. So now I'm like I want to experience that because I'm like okay.
Right. You listen to it with new ears.
Yeah. Now I care. I don't want to just hear the songs that
I thought
on the radio.
J. Cole, I thought you was talking about how you got like the warm up, the come up. You feel me?
That too. Yeah. He got a small mixtape called The Blow Up.
Yeah.
So,
The Blow Up. Yeah. Okay. And then Kanye shit was college dropout, late registration, graduation and shit.
Yeah. So I thought that was super tight.
Nah, that's good.
Stuff to some growth.
So a lot of everybody gets shit from somewhere. Like ain't nothing new under the sun.
That's a fact.
But everybody gets influenced by somebody. That's a fact.
But to be sleeping on somebody and then not only find that somebody is influenced by that person you've been sleeping on, but your favorite rapper is heavily influenced by that person you've been sleeping on. That was a kind of like a shell shocking experience. Like I said, I first told him like I see a lot of Cole in him. But then I had to realize, like, who came first, and so I'm like, well, I guess I see a lot of Kanye and Cole. So I was like, I told him, I said, am I low key a Kanye fan now? Like, man, so yeah, the doc was well done, but his story, like, I think that's what make it really good. Like, not only was the doc well done, story well told, like, but the story well lived. You know, like he really, like he said, he mapped out his life and he did all of it. Like, that's crazy.
Facts. And you got something else on the documentary you want to say? I want to know how y'all feel about this nigga and Pete Davidson. Did y'all see this video? Have y'all seen this music video?
I saw the snippet where he buried him, but I didn't watch the whole entire thing.
Oh my god. The easy video with him in game, bro. That shit is like the time you putting into this dude is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bro. Like they had like an animation, like a clay animation of Ski Davidson. You feel me? Like just abusing him basically through the whole video, end up killing him, burying him. Like you feel me? Like put rose seeds on him, like
right?
Body and shit. Like going crazy, dog. Like going crazy. Like it's how y'all feel about how he's going about this. The whole shit, the divorce, the dude, like, just y'all thoughts on the situation in general.
I think it's just publicity. Like, he has music coming out.
Yeah.
He has a lot going on right now. Like, it's publicity. If it goes on, I've already checked out of it, but if it goes on to like the end of the summer, then I'm gonna be like, all right, Kanye, like, go away, please. Like, no, I don't want to hear a word from you anymore, even if it's music.
Right.
Like, it's a lot now. It was funny in the beginning, but
Yeah.
now it's like, who cares? Like, nobody cares. Do you even care that much, or is it just for publicity?
Right.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
What you doing? He definitely not keeping it P. I would just say that. What you think?
I agree. Definitely not keeping it P.
Yeah.
I felt like this was MJ. I feel like he definitely was doing it for the music. That's obvious. But part of me feel like this is like ego inspired. Like, whether we are divorced or not, I got kids with you, I got experiences with you, and at least at some point it looked like he was actively trying to get her back. So, like, for the sake of ego, like the paparazzi following you and my girl, like everywhere y'all go, when y'all sneaking out of hotels together, all the Instagram, you know, like, for the sake of my ego, my manhood, I'm finna overdo you. Like, I'm finna bury you. Like, and I think that's why he, like, literally buried him in the video. I think it was, like, figurative as well. Like, dog, I'm not going out like this. I'm Kanye West.
Right.
You, Skeet Davidson, like, you not gonna be the dude that get a W over me. And I think that's in my eyes 65% of this. I absolutely believe it was the music though. I feel like if he didn't have no music dropping, that stem player and down to all of that, if he ain't had that going on, he might have toned it down a little while ago. But he absolutely would have still been on this type of time in a general sense because of the ego. You know, like, you getting embarrassed. You know, it's like Skeet Davidson took your girl. You already have Kim Kardashian, who the world looks at as, if not Beyonce, Rihanna, she's probably the hardest girl to date in the world. You know, like, she's the most beautiful girl in the world. I don't think that, but I'm like, in terms of the world, she's amongst them. Kim Kardashian is beautiful. So he looking at that like, man, I got the girl that everybody in the world want. I had to become this otherworldly person to even be worthy of being with her, and you, Skeet Davidson, just come and take my girl? I think it's that. It's like, I worked too hard for her to let you do that. Like, I'm gonna talk about you every day. If I can't beat you up, I'm gonna publicly embarrass you every day. I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna make a diss song, I'm gonna do whatever I can do every day if I can't put hands on you. Because you're not gonna get a dub on me. I think that's what it is, largely.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an ego thing. Like, I don't know if it's for the music. Like, I think, you feel me, it's just happening, it's going on at the same time. So, yeah, you're going to use, like, obviously it's going to bring attention to the music. I don't know if that's the reason he doing it. Like, I really think he feel away. You feel me? Like, just like how we see him on the documentary, like, really curate his life and,
Right.
and you feel me, manifest everything. Like, that's my wife with my kids and all of that,
right.
and you breaking this up, like, you feel me, like, you know niggas feel like that after you get out of a relationship or something. You feel like it's the next nigga that broke your shit up with them instead of like you fucking up and doing whatever.
Be forever with him, like.
Yeah, like, you ruined my relationship. You feel me? You came in and now you in the house with my kids and shit. Like, nigga, you just taking it to heart. You feel me? Like, we all know people who probably who go crazy, you feel me, like over a chick that's no longer there, type shit, like ready to beat anybody up. They see
right.
Whatever,
Come on, bro.
He just not handling it very well. You feel me? He taking the L with this one.
Yeah, definitely losing. I understand his motivations.
Right.
Like, that's tough though.
They say he getting all the new girls he been messing with, all like
lookalikes.
And
yeah.
Shit, like,
That makes him look worse
that
too.
That make him look worse, dog. You out here tripping.
Tripping.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
Didn't Reggie Bush do that too? He like
Yep.
started dating a girl.
Sure did.
Exactly like Kim Kardashian.
Mm.
Damn.
I remember that. I would have never thought about that again. That's crazy.
Kim been around. Been around for a while.
God.
Right. She's still coming around. Shit, I'm waiting on one time.
Right. Over here. Like.
That's what I got on, and I guess we on music.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up since we briefly talked about game.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Drink
say,
Champs.
yeah. Now I didn't see his interview, but that little snippet obviously is going crazy.
What is that?
He said, what did he say, that Kanye didn't work for him in 15 minutes? Is that what he said?
In like 5 days.
Oh, 5 days? Okay.
Then